Okay, the electricity is not yet resumed. Okay, I'm going to take a short recap of last session. Okay, for next 10 minutes.
Okay.
No, it will be too much ना अभी earphones वगैरह सब निकालेंगे लगाएंगे 10 मिनट चला जाएगा. हाँ ठीक है. Hi all, good afternoon. तो लास्ट सेशन कौन कौन नहीं आया था? कितने लोग हैं ऐसे? 1 2 3 ओके अराउंड 10. ठीक है. So we'll quickly have a recap of last session. ठीक है. So we'll go first. लास्ट सेशन में हमने क्या सीखा, क्या समझा? ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ यू. मैक्सिमम आंसर्स आप कर रहे थे लास्ट सेशन में. 1 पॉइंट टीचर, एक पॉइंट. हाँ, क्या समझा लास्ट सेशन में, क्या टेक अवे था? गुड. हाँ.
क्लासेस होंगी हमारी इसके लिए. उसके बाद 25% बच्चे एडवांस सीखेंगे, देन उसके बाद इंटर्नशिप एंड और भी ज्यादा उसके बारे में आपने बताया कि इसकी डिमांड है, करियर इसमें बनाना चाहिए, सारी चीजें.
गुड. बॉयज के साइड से कौन बताएगा 1 पॉइंट? यहाँ आगे 4-5 लोग बैठे थे, ध्यान से सुन रहे थे. कहाँ गए वो लोग? कौन बताएगा? Yeah, 1 point from last session. Huh? You were there, that's okay. What did you learn? What was your takeaway? Okay, good. Anyone else? What examples I gave with respect to cloud last session? Anyone? Let others also answer. आपने बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान दिया. I will have to pick them. आप बोलिए. Not able to recollect? फोटोज के लेके मैंने कुछ बोला था लास्ट सेशन. क्या बोला था लास्ट सेशन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फोटोज? राइट. So how that relates to cloud? जोर से. क्यों डर क्यों रहे हो? सब चाहे हो डर रहे हो या थोड़ा और कंफर्टेबल होना है विद द टॉपिक. हाँ, थोड़ा और कंफर्टेबल होना है विद द टॉपिक. ठीक है. तो एक बार लाइट आने के बाद विल स्टार्ट विद द कोर सेशन. ओके. So today's session will primarily be taken by Sarla Prakash, who is a cloud analyst in Accenture Global. Okay. And Mr. Sharat Kumar, who is a senior AWS solution architect in Wipro. Okay. So today we will again touch base. We'll start from what is computer and we'll end up on what are the benefits of cloud and way forward. Okay. I knew last session कि पहला सेशन था, बहुत लोग कंफ्यूज होंगे. सेकेंड सेशन में आते आते एक 2-3 दिन का टाइम चला जाएगा. पीपल विल फॉरगेट, भूल जाएंगे. इसीलिए आज मैंने नोटबुक पर पहले बोला. ठीक है. तो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि मैं अब यहाँ पे छोटा सा प्रोग्राम लिखने बोलूं टू लिस्ट डाउन प्राइम नंबर्स फ्रॉम 1 to 100? कितने लोग लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे? 1. ओके. अदर्स? अरे आई थिंक फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में हुआ रहेगा, राइट? नहीं, सी वी कैन डू सी. आई थिंक फर्स्ट ईयर में इट कवर्ड, राइट? सी और C++. आई वुड से एनी लैंग्वेज इज फाइन, which where you are comfortable. Okay. Okay, let's leave prime numbers. Write hello world. कितने लोग कर सकते हैं? अच्छा ठीक है. Okay. Who can write program on Fibonacci series? Okay, 1, 2, 3 hands are up. ठीक है ना? Final year project will be in the last semester, right? Sem 6. 2 projects are there. ठीक है. So how many of you are developing websites as part of your project for final year? Practically everyone has to do. So website बनाने हैं यहाँ पे. कौन सा language? Which language you are using? I have only one question. I need a genuine answer. A lot of you don't know how to program or write a code on prime numbers. How are you going to manage your final semester project? उसी से समझ गया मुझे. See guys, this is a serious concern, right? 3 साल हमने निकाल दिए एक पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में. 3 साल हमने कॉलेज में निकाले लर्निंग फ्यू प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस, राइट? अगर आप देखोगे, राइट, the logic remains the same, only the syntax is which is changing, right? Logic same है, इसमें कोई discrepancy मेरे statement में? Only the syntax change, right? Or the style change or the efficiency change. Logic remains the same, correct? So third year project बनाने में भी शायद से आपको थोड़ा difficulty हो सकता है, right? Especially people are doing websites. So that is the reason we chose cloud computing as a topic. ठीक है? Because cloud computing doesn't require any type of coding. It requires common sense, some business sense, and some logic. Okay? So that is why cloud computing is booming in India. Right? Many of us might be smart, might be intelligent, might be good at common sense, but maybe not good at programming. क्योंकि जब हम लोग प्रोग्रामिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, मोस्ट ऑफ द गाइस या जो हमारे सीनियर्स होते हैं वो बोलते हैं प्रोग्रामिंग बहुत टफ जा रहा है. इट इज एवरीथिंग इज बेस्ड ऑन माइंडसेट. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा विवेक बिंद्रा की तरफ जा रहा है सेशन, बट जब तक लाइट आता है इन दैट आई कवर फ्यू सीरियस पॉइंट्स. ठीक है, इफ यू आर नॉट गुड एट प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस, ठीक है, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू एंटर एआई, मशीन लर्निंग और any prevalent field where Python is required. To that matter, data science also. Okay? I'm not sure you guys refer TechMax and study for the exam. TechMax use करते हैं? तो अभी कौन सा डाइजेस्ट चल रहा है लेटेस्ट? TechMax ही चल रहा है. सब लोग वही रेफर करते हैं, एग्जाम में पढ़ाई करके जाते होंगे. ओके? नहीं, और कौन चूज करते? रिलायबल कॉलेज के नोट्स. दैट इज ग्रेट. पीपल आर टेकिंग नोट्स. ठीक है, बट एटलीस्ट मेरे बैच में मोस्ट ऑफ अस वुड यूज टू रेफर टेक्मैक, जो डाइजेस्ट टाइप होता था. तो बेसिकली इट इज नथिंग बट अ कंपाइलेशन ऑफ क्वेश्चन पेपर्स अक्रॉस द ईयर्स, जिससे जो क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर फॉर्मेट में होता था, तो वही पढ़ के जाने का, वही एग्जाम में लिख के आने का, मार्क्स स्कोर करने का. ठीक है, बिलीव में मैंने भी वही किया, मैं भी वैसे ही पास हुआ हूँ, बट इंडस्ट्री में आने के बाद इट इज अ लॉट डिफरेंट. इट इज अ वे मोर स्ट्रगल. ठीक है, तो अभी से जो सेशन हमारा स्टार्ट हो रहा है, प्लीज कॉन्सेंट्रेट. ठीक है, कोई भी डाउट रहेगा डोंट शाय अवे, सवाल पूछो. अगर अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि मैं जो सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ इट माइट बी वेरी बेसिक, लोग मेरे पे हंसेंगे या क्या सोचेंगे, मेरा दोस्त बाजू में बैठा है बाहर जाके बोलेगा क्या पागल तेरे को ये भी नहीं आता क्या, डोंट थिंक ऑन दैट लाइंस. ठीक है, ये आपको इम्प्रूव, ये सेशंस जो ये कोर्स है आपको इम्प्रूव करने के लिए है. ठीक है, जो पिछले 3 साल चले गए लेट दैट बी, बट अभी आगे जो है यहाँ से आप जो सीखोगे वो प्रॉपरली सीखो. ठीक है, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल्स? Why only half the class has LinkedIn profiles? बाकी लोग ने क्यों नहीं बनाया अभी तक? कौन मुझे बता के LinkedIn क्या है? चलो, let's start with that. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. Anyone else? So she said it is a social media platform to connect with potential job recruiters. What else? कुछ और? Any other point? What is LinkedIn? I saw many people raising their hand, having their accounts in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a professional connect platform. Okay, so there is a difference between social media and professional connect platforms. Okay, social media mein we are there to entertain ourselves, to do time pass. But LinkedIn is for hardcore corporate professionals to understand industry trends, to connect with people who might be our potential recruiters, and also for recruiters, their potential recruitees. Okay, so जिनका आज LinkedIn पे प्रोफाइल नहीं है, please go after this session and create a LinkedIn profile ASAP. Right? It is very, very important. I'm shocked that half of the class doesn't have a LinkedIn profile. आपको जॉब चाहिए, LinkedIn होना चाहिए. ठीक है? So what we'll do is, considering the situation, we'll also have a section on how to create a LinkedIn profile, what details we have to update there. Okay, it is not that हम जाएंगे सिर्फ अपना नाम भर देंगे, कॉलेज भर देंगे, प्रोफाइल अच्छा हो जाएगा. There is a corporate language which needs to be used. ठीक है? We'll have a section so that these jobs will start with your LinkedIn profile creation. ठीक है? So that is one. I hope everyone is there on Instagram and Facebook. It is equally important now. आप Instagram पे नहीं रहोगे चलेगा, तो LinkedIn पे होना चाहिए. ठीक है? Second thing is, starting next week we'll start with the labs. ठीक है? तो आपको कॉलेज से इंस्ट्रक्शंस आएंगे to create your account either on AWS or Azure based on your choice. We'll cover it at later and towards the end of the session. Okay, so there will be few things which will be coming your way for next week, where you have to be on top of it and get it completed. Okay, we'll start with the session. So, चलो कर सकते हैं क्या? क्योंकि थोड़ा आवाज इको हो रहा है. एक बार चेक कर ले.
Arvind, my screen is visible now?
No.
Karthik, my screen is visible?
No, your screen is
No,
not
Shraddha.
visible. Karthik, better you present it. Your internet will be stable. Sharath, your screen is not visible. Karthik, can you present, please? Karthik.
Yes, I am presenting.
Yeah.
Is the electricity back?
Side से back. We are just starting in a few minutes. PC को restart कर दीजिए एक बार. I think वो इंटरनेट से भी डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया.
On.
Be there, Karthik. Be there. You are online. We are checking here in the projector.
अच्छा.
Okay. Okay. It's on. ये आ गया. वो बंद कर दिया आपने. ठीक है. Your screen is visible, guys. Hello, Karthik. I'm audible.
Yes,
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible.
Karthik.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. ये aux connected है but वहाँ से आवाज नहीं. Just wait a minute. They are connecting the speakers. You can turn on your videos. You're on screen now. Hello, Karthik. Can you say something, Sarla?
Yes.
Can you say something? Hello, Sarla.
You're audible. You're audible.
Okay. Now you are audible. ठीक है. Yeah. You're audible now. Okay. You are able to hear till last, right? Okay. So, Sarla, we have made a short arrangement here. So, what I have done is, okay. So, what I have done is basically, I have given 2 mobile devices access to our meeting link. So, जिसको भी questions होगा, okay. So, we have 1 mobile phone for this row and 1 phone for this row. Where if you have any doubt at any given point of time, you can ask. ठीक है? Before we start with this session, किसी को कुछ doubt है? Something you want to get clear before we start with the session? We are good to start? Okay. So, hi all, good afternoon. So, people who don't know me, my name is Ivan. Okay. I work as a project manager for Broadcom India Professional Services. And Broadcom is the world's one of the top 10 companies which operate in enterprise software and semiconductors. We are more like NVIDIA and Taiwan Semiconductors. And we also have a software group. So we have Sarla Prakash, who is a cloud analyst. She was my ex-colleague in Wipro. She is a expert in cloud computing, Azure, AWS, GCP, and she's also a VMware expert plus. Okay. So basically, she is the master of cloud. She knows all three: public, private, and hybrid cloud. Okay. So I would say you guys are lucky to have her because I would let her tell her story of her journey to IT, which is very interesting and very insightful. And we also have Sharath, who is also my ex-colleague from Wipro. He is an expert in cloud and he is a solution architect for Amazon Web Services. Okay, so over to you, Sharath and Sarla. I hope you're audible.
Yes, you are audible, Arvind. Thanks for that introduction. So, hi guys, I heartily welcome to the Anthill Technology. Okay, right. So today we'll discuss introduction of like what we are going to go through right in the cloud. We need a cloud, right? So and what is the benefits of the cloud and what it overcomes to the previous technology, right? Previously some technologies exist, right? So we overcome that technology and now we are moving to the cloud. So tomorrow it may come a new thing, right? But it is a booming currently that is called cloud. So we have a multiple cloud providers, like how we have a amazon.com or a flipkart.com for shopping websites, right? So similar fashion, so for an organization, whenever new computers are required or a new servers are required, so we can go with AWS, Azure, GCP, VMware. There are n number of cloud providers, but these are the majorly top big companies where they used to provide the servers or the any storage devices, anything actually, right? So before we start to the technical discussion, yeah, we will have a one funny discussion uh, to understand better and where we can compare better to the our day-to-day example, right? Let's say tomorrow you have bought a new house in a metropolitan city like Mumbai or Bangalore, okay, where you don't have any items in your home and you started preparing a food. Let's say a guest came to your house, and what are the items we look forward for preparing a like a veg biryani or a chicken biryani? Let's say I just want to hear you from guys. What are the basic things are required for preparing a biryani? It looks so funny, but definitely I will make you connect so that you can understand better. Are-
So you have that mic, right? Maybe you can unmute. Answer. So basically, it's
Arvind or else you can do one thing, so you can listen what they are telling, and you can once again you can reiterate what they are saying. Okay.
hello.
Their voice is very low.
His voice is bit feeble actually.
That's okay. So they are telling chicken,
Yeah,
rice.
that's correct. So your main recipe is chicken, right? So that's obviously a chicken is one of the item which is majorly required. So what else we required? Come on guys, it's a funny example, right? So it should be an interactive session. So it's not the today session will be interactive. So till from the last day it should be an interactive session. It's not like the organization or a colleges how we teachers or lecturers will teach and we will just listen and we will get the notes and prepare for the exam. No, it's not that the same way. So it is welcome to the corporate. So this is how it is. So you should be interactive, whether it's you are wrong or right. So first you need to be interactive. That's our first agenda.
Okay, so they have said chicken, rice. Some have said vegetables,
Correct. Super,
spices.
super. Nice, nice. So these are the basic requirements, right? So you require a main recipe whenever you are doing biryani or a chicken biryani. So you need a chicken. You require a masalas. You require a rice. You forgot about actually we need required basically a stove, right, to prepare a rice. We required a kerosene or a gas. We required a matchbox, right? We required a light, right? You can't do in a dark room, right? So you required a light also. So why I'm telling you all the basic things, right? So in day-to-day life, so many activities which we are doing, which is comparable for our organization. So we can remember till after 5 years with these examples. So this is a technique where in organization they usually do it. So they can't explain core technical. So tomorrow you may forget the things, but if you compare the things with a normal day-to-day life, so you'll remember forever. Yeah, that's correct answers actually, whatever which I'm expecting. So yes, so for any recipe preparation, so previously we need to go to buy a groceries from the grocery shop. You need a require for water, right? So you need to go to the water, or you collect from the water tap in your home, or if you want to buy a filter water from the outside, so you need to buy a water, and you require electricity, right? So you require electricity where you want the exhaust fan also. Let's say a room has no windows, so you require an exhaust fan to go out of that particular this thing, excuse me. So you required a rice, you required a masalas, so you required a plate to have a, dish, right? So all these are the basic requirement. So coming to our topic, right? So any application, right, in let's say amazon.com or a flipkart.com, or let's say Netflix, right? So there are n number of application, what we that is called as an application or a web servers, we call it as. So if you want to host that particular website or a web server or application, we require a computer, right? Normal computer. Let's say tomorrow you want to see a movie, so which is the latest movie, let's say Lapata movie, might be so many people are know it, right? So if you want to see a movie, so you need to download a movie and you need to copy in your laptop, and then you can have a watch the particular movie. So basically what you required a storage, or you required a laptop to watch that particular movie, right? So for a application or a web server, you require a computer to host that particular application. So post that user can enjoy the particular shopping website or anything to buy or to watch the items, right? So what are the basic things are required? uh, um, Karthik, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, we require a computer. Okay, let's say you have started a business today, and you have a very less user because your product is very new to the market, right? So what are the basic required? You require a CPU, or you require a RAM. I hope you guys are known this basic what terminologies, right? So if not, then yes, we can cover in our next class, like what are these actually, what are the basic essential or importance for particular server or a computer to run, right? So it requires a CPU, it requires RAM, it requires storage to store the data, or it requires a database, right? So let's say you have amazon.com, right? So whenever you are ordering the mobiles, or you are ordering the groceries, or you are ordering the clothes, so they have a different segments or a different categories. So how they have categorized? So they have categorized the details and stored in the table format. Let's say tomorrow you are buying a mobile, right? So once if you click the mobile, so it will go to the mobile database or a mobile storage. Okay, and from there again you are fetching a iPhone, right? So then it will go to the iPhone session. Again we have n number of models in iPhone. So it's that's how it is kind of a tree structure. It is a big a tree, and whenever you are referring to one particular branch, again that branch will go to the sub branch, a sub branch will go to the another sub branch. So similar fashion, the data also stored in that particular format, that is called as a structured way data. The stored data is a structured way data. There is another word terminology called no structured data also, we'll see in the future classes. And what is next? So we require internet, right, to access that particular website or application. We require it's not internet, so we are just now we are connecting a Wi-Fi, but behind the scene it has a wires long away in the road or a sea, connecting one country to another country or a state to state. And we have a routers, or we have a switches. Routers, what are the routers? So if you are connecting a Wi-Fi in your home, so you have a small device, right? So that router, that box is called router. And there is something called switches also. So there are n number of devices will be also coming into the networking. So I just mentioned only hardly two or three services or servers here. So this is the basic requirement for running any computer or a server, right, to host your application, amazon.com or a flipkart.com. So why we are using the computer, right? So let's say we have started a small business and we don't want to buy a server. So server is basically a costlier than the laptop because of their performance. So server is a better performance than the computer, and it is a costlier compared to the computer servers are. So let's say you have hosted the particular website in your computer, and your friends are started accessing that particular website and they are enjoying your website. Okay, now let's say your business is expanding, right? It is from 100 to now 10,000, right? So what you will do, so your laptop may not capable of handling that particular traffic or a particular users. Then what you will do, you will buy another set of laptop and or same set of configuration or a same set of networks or database storage. You will do all those things and make a same setup, and then your 10,000 customers or users will try to access your application, and there will be again enjoyable. So let's say tomorrow your business is very good and it is expanding to 1 lakh or 1 crore, right? So what happen? So typically your website will go crash, right? So let's say tomorrow a big billion day. So what happen? So whoever the people do not accessing the amazon.com, so they started accessing the amazon.com to see the discounts, right? I feel everyone has did this, right? So midnight 12 o'clock the sales offer will start and we started accessing the amazon.com. So the customer will or users will increase to lakhs or a crores. Then you are definitely your computer or a particular setup whatever it is there, so it will go crash or it will be slow. Another example I can give is results, right? So whenever your university results are coming, so suddenly you started accessing at the beginning, it is giving results. After some time you are not getting a result, it is simply showing a like a circular this thing, right? So that is because of the traffic increase. So for that particular reason the your computer or the setup will go down. So what is the next solution for that? Arvind, Karthik, can you go to the next slide? Yeah, what is the next solution? Next solution is you need to have a multiple servers. It's not one or two servers, you should have a multiple computers, right? So I will eventually using the computer and servers here as a similar thing, but they are a different. As I mentioned, computer is a low end processor or a configuration or a storage. Okay, the server are better performance than the normal computers, and you can see the cost, right? It is somewhere costing you around 3,65,000. If you buy a same computer, you may charge for 50 or 60,000. That's it. That's the reason organization typically end up with using the server, not the computer. So right hand side, what you are seeing is a data center, what we call as a data center. So we just saw example, right? So we hosted a application in a computer and it is not withstanding the our users, right? If your business is growing and your business is reducing, and it is a very dynamic in nature. Whenever Amazon big billion a day is coming, so now the customer is increasing. Let's say a big billion a day is over and the customer suddenly reduce, so you can't simply run your servers, right? So you'll get a charge or you will get a huge maintenance, everything. So what is this data center? In data center you can see there is a multiple servers, that small boxes are there, right? So they are horizontally set up one by one. Okay, and you can see a vertical columns also, that is called as a racks. So there are n number of racks. You can see it is a very big room. I have just shown a partial of that particular room. So it is a very huge in size, the data center. And it has a, you can see what else you can see in that particular picture. Can someone tell? Can someone try? What are the other things you are seeing in that particular picture?
Anyone? So the right hand side picture is the data center one. Okay, so what you are able to see in that picture, apart from the servers which are stacked, anything you are able to notice?
Correct. That is the one thing. Lights are required. Lights are there, and there are few pipes are there, right? Pipes are there. There are wires are there, right? Wires are connected to each other. Uh, there is a cooling system also inside that. So let's say if you are running your computer, right? So what are the basic thing required? So you require a charger, right, to charge that particular server. And let's say you are using the computer, and the heat is coming, right? Whenever you're keeping in your hand or something, you feel that particular heat, right? For one machine, I'm telling. So there is a 1,000 or a 10,000 of servers sitting each other. Just imagine what kind of a heat it produces, right? So it produces a huge amount of heat. So we require a cooling system to minimize that heat, right? And we require an internet connection for the to run these servers, or we require cables, we require switches. We just saw, right, in the last picture. We require switches, routers, and we require storage devices. We require CPUs, RAMs. So that CPU and RAMs will be comes under server. So this is a typically a data center looks like. So we saw our first example, right? So whenever you want to prepare a food, right? So you need to buy all the server, all the sorry, you need to buy groceries, you need to buy rice, you need to buy water. A similar fashion, a data center also built in the same way. So you need to, your what is the main recipe? Your main recipe is a server, and you require a routers, cables, you require a light, you require a cooling system, you require a number of things, right, to set up a same data center to host your application. So let's increase our scenarios, right? So now let's say tomorrow users are increasing, right? What will happen? So we are not installed the application in all the servers. We have installed in only 500 servers, and rest servers is empty. And tomorrow the big billion day is coming. So what we'll do? We'll expand our servers and we'll start giving the user for the Amazon.com website. So without any downtime. So, and there could be another scenario where your power may go down, right? So in a typical in India, the governments are changing every 5 years, right? And summers also coming. So the governments will cut off the current, and then your whole server or setup will go down, right? So what we required? We required another backup called generator, right? So you may have seen in functions which are running big events. So they have a generator. If something power gone within a second, the power will come up, right? So we require a generator also to run 24/7. So this could be the scenarios. So that's how the typically a data center looks like, right? uh, Karthik, can you go to the next slide? Yeah. So so we just saw how the things are required, okay, how the setup is looks like. So so what is the main thing? So how what is the timeline for buying these particular servers or grocery? In our example, grocery, you required water, everything, right? So same way, if you want to buy a grocery, you can't go anywhere and buy a grocery, right? So you need to go to the grocery shop itself. If you want to buy a chicken, so you need to go to the chicken shop, not the grocery shop. If you want to buy a water, you need to go to the water shop, right? And what else? Plates, you require plates, you need to go to the plate shop, you need to buy the plates, right? A similar fashion in our example, what are the things we just saw, right? So you need to buy or place an order each individually separately, right? So it's not okay in a fly, okay, we require a 10 server, go and order, no, right? So we have experience to buy a mobiles, right? How will buy a mobile? We can't blindly go and buy a mobile, right? We will see multiple website, Amazon or Flipkart or offline. We'll see where is a cheaper price, and we'll say the configuration like camera quality. We require a best camera quality, we require a best processor, we require a best storage, right? So we'll see all the things and then we'll place a mobile. So imagine for buying one mobile we will take a time, right? 10 days, 15 days, or 1 month. Sometime we'll wait for the big billion a day. A similar fashion to buy a servers. Just imagine thousands of servers or a lakhs of servers where you want to buy a servers. It's not a easy task. You need to review, you need to plan that particular design, which I mean uh, you want to buy that particular configuration, right? So you will see a different vendors, like we saw in our example called Dell. So there are multiple vendors are there, Dell, IBM, there are Amazon. So they will provide a server. So we'll see which vendor is good, and what a particular server is good configuration, everything, and we'll see the cost comparison. So then we'll end up with planning that particular server, buying everything. So then we'll place an order. It's not once you place an order and the immediately you'll get a what particular resources. It will take a time. It will take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? So based on the duration, you'll get that particular setup. And second thing is you need to construct that particular layout, right? So it is a big data center, right? So you need to have a planning because it will get mess up actually if you place randomly. So you need to place a categorizedly. Okay, these are the servers category, these are the networks category, these are the storage category, this is a power layout, or this is a cooling layout. So something like that, similar fashion. So we need to have a construction that particular layout. It is again take a time of 6 months to 24 months, right? It is like constructing a home or a building, right? But it has to be a proper design at the beginning itself. So third one is once you buy the server, it's not okay, your work is done. No, you need to install the operating system. Let's say you are buying a laptop from the laptop showroom, and it is not pre-installed that particular Windows operating system typically, but in our day-to-day life, so it is already pre-installed the operating system, but in general in the organization it is not. So you need to manually install that particular operating system. Yeah, there is again n number of operating system. So we know might be only Windows and Linux. There are again in Linux there are multiple distribution. We call it as a distribution: Red Hat distribution, CentOS, Ubuntu, and we can change accordingly as per our requirement. So usually in an organization use the Linux distribution or Linux operating system. Okay, so means just imagine installing in one machine, it will take a time, right? So someone may have tried to install Windows operating system. It will take 1 hour or 2 hour, right? Some way, sometimes we end up with installing one day or 1 week, right? So similar fashion, installing in a thousands of server, it will take a huge time, and we need to test it whether it is working properly, everything is or not. After that, we need to install our application, whatever Amazon.com or a Flipkart.com. So all these things will take time, like around 2 months to 6 months. Typically, I'm just giving an average number. It will vary. Definitely, it will increase or decrease. Okay. And third one is operation readiness. What is operation readiness? Let's say you have bought the laptop, mobile or a laptop. So you need to take care of the other things, right? So you use the protector for, you need to use the what lenses or a glass to give the protection, right? And you need to install the security tool like McAfee or something like that, right? Antivirus, where you want to protect your laptop or your mobile also, same similar fashion. So in an organization, we have a n number of things. I'm just giving the scenarios. So it the operation also required, and this is for the server, I'm just telling. So second thing is we require operation team for the power system, right? So let's say electricity gone or a power gone, power is not working, or somewhere cable is not working, so we need to have a separate team, right? It's not the same team which is going to work for the server team. So we have a separate team for the maintenance, other than the our core technical part. So apart from this, we required a security team also. Let's say we have a CCTV camera, and there should require a security team, right? So a security person will always watch the CCTV camera and he will monitor. And in a typically data center, no one will allow with any devices in the data center, and no one can enter in the data center. Only few privileged access person can enter into the data center, and they need to take care of all the security aspects. That is called the operational readiness. And the fifth one is a go live. So once everything is set up and installed everything, and then it will go live, again the process will recycle. Let's say something is not working, you have given access, go live in a production environment, right? So then people started using Amazon.com, and they are able to see the mobile, and they are able to add in the cart, and they are able to go to the payment. But once they are doing the payment is happening, but your order is not placing, which means again the user will get irritated, right? About your product. So again you need to go back and you need to rectify what thing is problem there. So you need to rectify that particular problem, and then again you need to go live. So this iteration happen each every time. We may have an experience with government websites, right? ISBA or something. sometimes we see the website is very, very slow compared to other banks, right? So then what happens? So after informing multiple complaints, right, after 1 lakh people complaint regarding that particular issue, then they start taking action, and then they will rectify that particular issue. So that's how the things work. So it depend upon the organization, like government or a private organization. So the things will get faster in the private environment. Sometime in government also, I'm not denying that. This is how the particular setup for timeline of the data center. The same fashion, you can compare your day-to-day life, right? So buying a laptop or buying a mobile or buying the our dish, chicken biryani, right? The first example. Same fashion you can compare here. That's how the time and cost also take. It's required cost also, right? So it requires a huge cost. What is that cost? We'll see that cost in the next slide. Karthik, can you go to the next slide?
Sharath, I'll take them next.
Yeah.
Okay. See, so as of now, Sharath explained about our traditional data centers. Okay. So similarly, I'll take back you all to the biryani example now. So now you prepare it at home or you go to the restaurant and take it. Okay. So what happens? Like just calculate the cost and time. Okay. So taking or purchasing all the groceries for the biryani preparation, or you can go to the restaurant. So then their infrastructure and how much time you have to travel from your home, you have to wait in a queue, you have to place an order, you have to wait for 5 minutes, then you will get your food, okay, in your plate. So now the same example, if I want to compare this with cloud, you order food it from Zomato, you order food it from Swiggy. So can you tell me how much time it will take?
30
They are
minutes.
answering.
Yes, how much?
They are answering 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. So that is what we are going to explain here. Traditional data center is like consider it as your home or consider it as your restaurant. What happens, like it will take some time, okay? And if I consider in your home, you no need to worry. Your mother will take care of this, right? What she will do, she'll purchase groceries, she'll prepare it, she will prepare it, then you're going to have it, okay? So then you will not knowing what are all the process they are doing it. The same way in the data center, so it's their responsibility. So they will take care of the server, they will take care of the storage, okay, they will take care of all the maintenance cost. Okay, what you have to do, you take your plate, have your food. So your mother will take care of preparing it and getting different groceries. So that is what your data center will do, or that is what the restaurant will do. So the Swiggy person or the Zomato person, what they will do, that is what our cloud do. So if I take the same example, the cloud provider is here, either Microsoft or AWS, that is Amazon, or it is Google. So it's their responsibility. So these are like, you know, you're going to order it and you're getting it. You're paying what you're using it. Okay. For example, you're having food and some relative sent us to your home, and the food prepared is only for four members and other 4 members are added. So what you will do? There is no food for them. So again you have to take a time, you have to cook it. Okay, another 30 minutes it will take, for example, or another 1 hour. The same way, if I go for the, these cloud providers, I am having 4 members. Okay, I'm ordering from the Zomato. So our relatives comes. What happens? Instead of 4 members, I'll order it for 8 members. It will not take same time. If you order for 4 members, it will take 10 minutes. If you order for 8 members also, it will take 10 minutes, depending upon how much distance it is. Right? Same way, what this Google provider will do, what they will do? They will provide all your compute resources, including CPU, including storage, or including your network managing or the maintenance. Okay. So coming for the maintenance, you may think what maintenance? So after preparing biryani, what you have to do? You have to wash your plates, like you have to clean your kitchen. Okay. The same way the maintenance means cooling the different resources in the data center or providing the, all the required resources for the particular customer. That is their responsibility, they will do it. So in your home it is your mother's responsibility, you can also join them, but what, it's your mainly your mother's responsibility. That is what it is coming from long many years. Okay, she will do all the work. What you will do, you will have a food and you will keep it in your sink, and they will again, the maintenance will go to your the household things. Okay, the same way you can compare. This is the best example just to compare what is your traditional data center and what is cloud. So coming for the cost, so the cost may be the hardware cost or the infrastructures, maybe you can lease it or you can own it. Okay, again that will also add cost, or the installation. So you have to configure the hardware, you have to install the network devices, you have to power up. Okay, so then you have to maintain the operational costs. Okay, so this is what your traditional data center costs. So next slide, Karthik. So what are all the problems? So the problems what we are, for example, if I build my own data center or if I lease my own data center, so what all the things you have to concentrate purchasing the particular, computers or storage or maintaining them. Okay, then you have to pay for the maintenance, then cooling. For example, if it is one system, how much of heat it will liberate. Similarly, if there are hundred thousands of machines, definitely there will be a cooling system required. Okay, so then scalability, if I consider, for example, if it is only 10 systems, then see, if you're maintaining on your own, if you want to purchase another 10 machines, what you have to do, again you have to go through with the plan, you have to purchase it, you have to, whatever the cost it will include, you have to pay for this. And for single person or for single particular company, it is, you have to give a 24/7 monitoring. If something happens, you need a troubleshooting, so then you have to go to the data center or traditional data center and you have to monitor it there. Okay, so these are all the main problems. Or sometimes the hardware fails, you have to replace it with the new order, a new particular device. You have to purchase it, you have to replace it. So what will be the time? So there, in case of cloud, there will be, if there is something failure, there will be a backup. There will be a data protection. If something happens, for example, it is earthquake or it is natural calamities or power cutoff. So whatever happens, there will be another data center. For example, one data center is in Mumbai and another data center is in Bangalore. Just assume in Mumbai data center, if something happens, for example, some natural calamities. So what happens then? We shift all the load to the Bangalore data center, where the customer will not be affecting any of the disturbance in their access. So this is what the cloud product provides: 24 bars of availability and 24 bars of monitoring. So these are the costs. So
Sabha, I'd just like to have a quick recap.
okay.
Many of them have not yet had lunch. I don't know how much they are concentrating. So let's have a quick recap. What are the three main components of a server? Okay. Okay, so I'll cover it from here. So there are three major components, right? Compute, which is your CPU and RAM. Then it is your storage, which might be your hard disk, SSD, and your database. And third is the network. Okay. So this is components of a server. What is the main components of a data center? What are the main components of a data center? Okay, so it's the cabling system to connect the servers. It is the racks where we put the servers. It is the cooling system to resolve the heating issues. We have network devices for internal and external communication, right? And what else we have in a data center? That I already covered. That is what else? Maintenance team, good. What else? Right, backup and backup, okay. That is covered. Generator, yes, very important. Very important, right? Generators, because we don't want the website to go down, right? It should always be up. Okay, so any other questions we should cover as part of recap, Sarna?
I'm happy that actually answers are getting actually what we just gone through, right? That's good actually. I appreciate those who have involved here and answered the question which Arvind has asked. Right? Now what we are seeing is the cost actually, the cost slide. The cost as we buy so many things right now. We have buyed the servers, we buy the storage, we buy the infrastructure, we constructed it, we buy the operating systems, right? Licenses. We have a maintenance team to maintain the things, and we have a security team, right? So if you see all individual costs, right, so they are the very huge, and some are the one time investment and some are the dynamic in nature. Okay, it's kind of a monthly cost or let's say next year cost, right? So typically if you see the total cost, it is somewhere around 2.5 lakh per annum, and the subsequently it is keep on changing, 90,000, 1 lakh, it's may increase or decrease. So that's how the traditional cost is, right? So what is cloud now? We'll see in the next slide what is the cloud. So actually we have seen so many things right behind the scene. So just Sarla, my colleague has mentioned, right? So placing a order something in Swiggy or Zomato, it's hardly take a time, right? So you just go through the dish which you want likes and just place a order, right? You will get within 20 minutes or 30 minutes depending upon the distance. But let's ideally think about preparing the dish, how much time it will take. You end up with cleaning or buying everything, it may take 3 to 4 hours, right? I'm just giving ideally, it may increase depend upon again your guests, everything. A similar fashion in cloud. So let's say tomorrow you require hundreds of servers or thousands of servers. Let's say time duration for from scratch, it may take a huge time for buying everything. So what is cloud? Cloud is something where you required only one laptop. If you see the pictures, there are some corporate employees are sitting with laptop, right? And there is an internet connection between that particular cloud diagram. So what things they required? They required only one laptop and internet connection, and you should have that particular account like Amazon.com or Flipkart.com for buying any items. So similar fashion, we should have the particular cloud providers like Amazon.com or Azure, Microsoft.com or Google.com. So that account is required. That's it. So whenever you want servers, let's say you required a 10 servers or 100 servers, just put all the configuration. We required this much CPU, this much RAM, this much storage, and put all the configuration and place your order. So within a few seconds, I'm not telling hours together, right? So within 5 minutes, you will whole setup will upfront, right, in front of you. So that's the best advantage or a speciality of the cloud. No need to think of any background infrastructure. Okay, we need to maintain the server, we need to maintain the storage got full, we need to buy new storage. Okay, wire got disconnected, we need to check what happens. Nothing. So all things will be taken care by your cloud providers, that is called Amazon, Azure, Microsoft, Google. So that's what the definition they have mentioned there. The cloud refers to the servers that are accessed over the internet. So we're just accessing over the internet, nothing, and the software and the database that runs on those servers. So if you want to run a server, a database or a software, Amazon.com, or you want to run a Windows operating system, Linux operating system, you just need to click on that particular OS, which one you want. That's it. No need to install manually everything. So all things are overhead. And what is the cost difference? Yeah, someone can ask the cost. So it is combination of time and cost we are talking about. So cost is so if you have seen huge cost, right? What may be the cost, average cost? So average cost will be like $10 per hour or $10 per month, depend upon the configuration. It is very minimal. So tomorrow, let's say you have bought a one computer. So computer is charging somewhere around 60,000, or a server is 3 lakh, right? So the same set of server you may get within a $10 or $20 or $100. That's it. No need to buy a huge amount, spending huge amount. That's the specialty of the cloud. So that's what the cloud. So in our further classes, we are going to learn about what is cloud, what are the different services. We saw server, right? So again, there are n number of servers. It's not about only a server. there is a database servers, there will be a PaaS servers, there will be a, now we have trending with machine learning and artificial intelligence, right? So there, we have a servers for that particular special what machine learning or artificial intelligence, and we have a storage devices, we have a databases, we have applications. So there are n number of services which we are going to cover throughout our cloud journey. So this is what the cloud, and next will be the benefits of cloud. What are the benefits actually? So it's not about only one or two benefits, there are huge benefits. Sarla, can you explain further?
Sure. See, now you at least know what is cloud means, okay? So how you can able to get a particular VM. In cloud, we'll call it as a virtual machine. A VM stands for a virtual machine. So that will be like a lot of advantages. You can save time, okay? You can save cost. So not only the time and cost, there is an important concept called a backup. So what do you mean by a backup? For example, you're doing something on your laptop, so suddenly, or the laptop will be powered off. You're doing something or you're typing something. You have typed like 2 or 3 pages of some particular, concept or some data you're stored. So you did not save it. So what happens? You're going to lose it. Again, you have to rework and you have to get it. So what do you mean by a backup? So whenever you purchase any virtual machine, so if you want to have a backup, so whenever all the activities which are performing in that virtual machine will be captured. So there will be a secondary copy. So whenever you want to restore it, so you always go for a backup. So that is what the backup. Along with the saving time, along with the cost, so you will be having a backup. So it will be stored a copy whenever you require. So within a minute of time you can restore it. Okay, so then flexibility. So flexibility means now you are operating your virtual machine only for 4 hours. Okay, use it for 4 hours and shut it down. So and you're paying only for that 4 hours. Okay, so that is what, for example, now you require your, for example, you're building a gaming application. So today there will be a 4 users, tomorrow there will be 8 users. So 8% will be accessing the same game. So what happens? The demand will be increasing. So as per the demand, the particular storage or the accessibility, it will be increased based on your availability. That is called on demand. So depending upon your requirement, the storage or the vcpus or the accessibility will be increased. And the other thing is that along with this flexibility, it will be available for all the days in a week and all the days in a particular year. So it will be a 24 bar 7 available. So you want to have a virtual machine in the midnight, so go to the particular cloud, have a subscription or have an account. Okay, within a minute of time your machine will be ready for the access. Only
Just
thing is that you require internet. Yes, sir.
just want to give this example 24
Hmm.
bar 7, which is very
Hmm.
very interesting, I can tell, right?
Hmm.
So at students end up with reading at midnight, right? So we are all did that thing before exam. We used to read topics in midnight, not in the daytime, right? So at that time you are hungry, what you will do? So let's say you want to buy grocery, so there is no shop, right? The shops are closed, and you want to prepare a dish. Now how will you prepare it? So it's, you need to plan it previously, where you need to keep all the groceries keep ready, and at midnight you need to prepare, right? A similar fashion, so in a previous data center we need to keep plan everything at the before, right? What happens in cloud? So open the Swiggy, Zomato, open, see the shops which are open or restaurant, just place an order within 30 minutes or 50 minutes, you will have your meal up front you. So similar fashion, the 24 bar 7, that's what it means here. It is available 24 bar 7 throughout the year, anytime, any festival, anything where you want a servers, just click a few clicks with all the configuration, your server is ready in front of you. That's what the availability is. So there is some few more other things, reliability, scalability. So you may not understand the terminologies. What are these actually? As Sarla is mentioning, right? So you have a flexibility of buying any kind of a server. It's, let's say you want a Windows operating system, select the Windows and create it. You want a Linux RHL distribution, just click and create. It's not only operating system, there are n number of flexibility. What are the others? let's say you want to create that server in a Mumbai location. Yeah, go ahead and select Mumbai location and create it. Let's say I want in a US location where our users are sitting in a US, America. So just select the America and create the same configuration. Your server is ready. So your both servers are running different locations, one in US and one in Mumbai. So no need to go to the US and call someone and create the server. Just click the few things, whatever you required, and just create it. That's what the flexibility or reliability is. What is scalability? So scalability, let's say you have a users increasing and decreasing, right, based on the demand. So it's not you need to run always running, right? So let's say in our previous scenario, let's say you have bought the groceries, right? So you have bought the groceries for midnight, today midnight. So let's say you want to prepare a dish for the tomorrow also, and day after tomorrow, but you are not preparing after 1 week or something holidays, but you end up with keeping all the groceries, right, and it will get expired. The same thing happens, but here that is not the case. Let's say you want a server now, you create a server and use it, and let's say to by end of the day your work is done, so just delete it or decommission it. You are end up with paying only that particular hours which you are running. That is what meant by the scalability. And performance also, there will be no performance lag. Some may ask, okay, you are buying online, how you will believe about the performance or availability, right? It's always they recommend, I mean they claim that it has a 99.99% availability, or a performance also 99.99. So which means, yeah, there is 0.001% chances will be there. Of course we see the percent of error in everywhere, but it is very less compared to our previous use case. So
Sharat,
there is
let them tell about the certification, so they'll be excited to it. The
yeah. So next
certification.
slide
Yeah.
is our certification part. So before that, actually, people may not know where the cloud is, right? So knowingly, unknowingly, we started using the cloud everywhere, right? In fact, the Swiggy and Zomato, which we discussed, or the Gmail, or the photos which we are storing, right? Where you are storing that photos, there is no laptops, right? Google has
Google
provided
Drive.
that particular setup for you to store the data or a Gmails, right? Again, at the back end they have a same infra with servers, data center, everything, but we don't care about that particular data center. We just care about our data. Okay, we have a photos here, I want to take care about the photo. Let's say it is got deleted, I will ask the Amazon or I ask the Google, right? No, I doesn't bother about the any backend thing what it is running. So that's what the cloud. Again, we have a Netflix, so you want to watch the movie, the latest movie, and suddenly after in between the movie got stuck and it is not loading. So I will ask Netflix, why boss, I paid you the subscription, why the movie is not running, right? You'll ask the question. So where you'll ask, we'll ask the Netflix. At the behind the scene, again they may have the problem, but you are end up with not maintaining anything. You are not bothered about what operating system it is running, which server it is running, what is the storage capacity. No, that's it. So these are the things, knowingly unknowingly we are started using the cloud everywhere. Now it is everywhere. So that's where the cloud technology is booming now. So uh, this is what the cloud which we saw. This is very short introduction which we have given for your understanding. So in our further class we started exploring multiple services, as I mentioned, storage, networking. There is a huge n number of services which we are looking to it in our further classes. So coming to the certificate part. So in our first phase, okay, first phase I can say what we majorly learn is our the certificate part. Okay, that's what it is needed. Once you are capable of uh, at the certificate level, then we start about the corporate level of things what we do in our day-to-day life, operation activity, or the new implementation or new designs, whatever we are going to do. So as you see in the screen, there are multiple levels of certificates, right? At the bottom, foundational level, that is cloud practitioner. That's what we are focusing about. So those you can see someone can answer why uh, we can't try learn directly professional AWS solution architect, or let's say a specialty like networking, advanced networking, big data. So there are different level of certificates. They are designed for different level of people like L1, L2, L3. So it's you have a syllabus, right? First year you have a minimal syllabus, second year you have a different topic, third year you have different. So similar fashion, they have a design in a structured manner where you need to start from here. So we focus on the cloud practitioner. This is called AWS, Amazon Web Service, that is from the Amazon. So we'll majorly focus on Amazon, and we'll focus on the Azure also. Can you go to the next slide, Karthik? So similar fashion, Azure also having a similar pattern. So see, whenever we are talking about multiple clouds, right? Amazon, Microsoft, or Google. So no, don't bother, right? So it's all remain same. It's whatever we just discussed, right? Whether it's a grocery shop or example, or buying the mobile, or the server, our data center. So all works similar fashion. Only the difference is our terminologies, our user interface, that like say Flipkart looks very different, right? It has a orange color, and Flipkart is a something yellow color. So that difference will be there, but all remain same. But yeah, definitely you should learn all the things, AWS, Azure. So in Azure also we have a fundamental, associate, expert, and specialist. So we'll majorly focus on the fundamental area. So whoever interested in AWS or Azure, so we'll separate, bifurcate the classes, and we'll focus on that particular cloud. And then yeah, we will think of the shuffling the classes. So as I mentioned, we will basically focus majorly on the core things. Okay, when I say core things, the infrastructure, how it is. So later on, yeah, you can sit and by heart the terminologies, or you start looking into the user interface. So it is very easy at the end of the day to learn the multiple clouds. Um, that's it from my side and Sarla side. So this is a just introduction class. Just want to give a touch to the cloud. We have given the examples or the data center example. Yeah, in our future class, it's a roller coaster game where you will see ups and downs. You see the fear, you see the excitement, but end of the day, we'll reach a goal. The goal is very exciting. So exciting goal is to get the job, right? So we need to see all the corporate things. It's not about learning only the cloud here. So yes, we will see, we'll teach extra skills also, like we'll see the soft skills, how the corporate, in a corporate world, how you need to be. Like you need to be very interactive. It's doesn't matter whether you are wrong or right. So first thing is interactive. How to take initiatives, how to write a document, right? So you write your notes. So you need to, we call it as a SOP, right? So we will teach how to prepare your resume for interviews, how to face the interview thing. So we will cover all the things parallelly, including while learning the cloud technology in our cloud journey.
I'll give
That
my own example. So basically, I'm from a non-IT. Okay, I was working as a professional for 6 years. You just imagine 6 years, and moving out from non-IT and IT. Just think it. So just I entered cloud. This is a self-paced. Okay, self-paced. I learned it. Okay, and I moved from non-IT to IT. Okay, so any non-IT guy who is not knowing about coding initially, who is not having any knowledge on cloud, only these basic concepts, understanding, comparing the things. So you can compare cloud with normal, how you prepare food, how you will order food, how you will order the different clothes or groceries from the online apps. The same way you just compare it. So I will have my own experience. So it will not be a difficult. You can easily learn it. You just think what you want is just concentration and learning skills. So that will help you to understand these concepts. So I'm the example where I shifted my career from a non-IT professional. I was working as a professor to a IT now techie. So I can give my own example here.
yeah,
Thank you so
even
much.
even I can add another point about the Sarala actually, which I observed. So she's from a different background and she started learning. Okay, in our previous organization, she is one of the guy where she dominated from the core part, which is coming from the computer science background, all those things. And she has done the VMware area automation certificate. That is the one of the cloud certificate. She is the one of the member who has completed in overall India. only 5 people or 6 people has completed that particular certificate. So she is among one. So it doesn't matter which background you are coming. All the things shows is the interest or eagerness of learning. So it's a beautiful journey actually once you start looking into it.
Right. So thank you,
It is
Sharon.
a happy learning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Sarla. There was too much of biryani today. I think all are hungry. Too much of
Yeah,
Swiggy
yeah.
and Zomato.
Any questions means
Yes.
free to ask the questions now.
No, let's keep the questions for the next session now. But I'm not sure. I think nobody has made any notes, but that's okay. Everybody was eagerly listening. Okay. So these certifications that they show, right, for AWS and Azure. Okay. We've been paying for the certification, but only for the top 20 who pass our training test, post the basic training, which will happen for the next 2 odd months, 30-hour sessions. Okay. And I hope you understood the basics. I mean, to be honest, we have not yet really touched upon cloud, but these were the basic concepts to refresh your minds or to start from the servers. Cloud is nothing but a set of physical data center only, but it is a software as a service, basically, which you have to know. Right? Any questions for today? Anything you would like to ask? I'll be available post this session for maybe 15-20 minutes. If you have any queries, you can come to me and you can ask me. Before we connect next week,